Down on Traveller, it's your boy, Mark Sparks, back at you again with another fucking cum stain of a video. Now, I want you to picture it's 1993. You know, I was just a wee sperm cell, but if you were alive, you may have been celebrating Doctor Who's 30th anniversary. Here's my original more than 30 years in the TARDIS VHS. As well as that, you may have been also sitting down in front of the TV playing Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine on the Sega Genesis. But apart from that, 1993 was a year of movies. Many great movies came out this year. Today we're going to be talking about a Disney absolute great masterpiece that is none other than Homeward Bound. Now, this movie meant a lot to me as a child. I watched it back in around 2005, 2006. That was the first time I watched it, and I was instantly hooked to the characters of Chance, Shadow and Sassy and their adventure. It's a great movie, but it's also one that seems to be massively not mentioned in the furry fandom as a essential movie to watch. You know, people mention Robin Hood, The Lion King, Zootopia, blah blah blah, but Homeward Bound in some ways is a furry movie. Well, is it? What I mean by that is also in today's video I'm going to be talking about what I believe makes a movie a furry movie, the boundaries, you know, the line, what crosses it and what goes underneath, all that kind of shit. And I'm going to be using Homeward Bound as the example into this, because I believe there's certain elements in the movie that might not make it a furry movie. I'm also going to be talking about other movies as well and discussing them, but of course we're also going to be sticking on the topic of Homeward Bound, what it meant to me as a child, you know, my personal opinion on it, more or less a review, and why I think people should watch it. So without further ado,
look for these hit movies that you can own.
Homeward Bound was a 1993 addition into the long catalogue of Disney films. However, it sits aside from most of Disney's previous works, as it's one of the first Disney films not to be animated. I think this is pretty significant, as the way the movie goes about presenting our main characters, that being Chance, Shadow and Sassy, is simple but groundbreaking. There's no CGI mouths or over-dramatic movements, it's just two well-trained dogs and a cat, nothing more. I personally think this creates a higher sense of realism, is we don't understand these dogs as if they are human. We understand them through their own way of communication. Of course they still speak English, because if they didn't, it wouldn't make sense. But if you were to just, let's say, walk up to Chance in real life, he wouldn't be actually talking. It's just all narration, it's all what they're thinking, it's all their own way of communication. And that's what makes these animals feel like animals, instead of some just woefully put together CGI mess. Something you couldn't say for a very particular movie that came out recently. I'm not gonna oh my god, I need to go get a fucking COVID test. Based on the 1963 novel The Incredible Journey, Homeward Bound follows three pets who feel abandoned by their owners after they leave to California on a holiday. And they literally feel the need to embark on an adventure all the way to California, just to be reunited with their owners. Starring Michael J. Fox as Chance, Sally Field as Sassy, and Don motherfucking Amish as Shadow. The cast of this movie are on simply marvellous form. This movie is also directed by Dwayne Dunham, who's the director of a lot, and I fucking mean a lot, of these kind of light-hearted 90s kids comedies. But this has to easily be his finest work. The atmosphere he creates for this movie is outstanding. The perfect balance of action, comedy.
I hope you've all saved room, because the mother of the bride made it herself.
No, I couldn't possibly really. I kind of was off my head, son.
And also, of course, the sad moments.
Cassie, we're nearly home. Come on!
Shadow! Shadow?
Oh, Shadow.
fuck, man?
All these elements come together perfectly to create just the most magical movie with the most brilliant storytelling. It's an absolute... Homeward Bound is an absolute gem amongst a barrage of absolutely garbage movies Disney were throwing out at the time. Now I've finished waffling about Homeward Bound, let's really look at the question that is, what is a furry movie? Now, by definition, a furry movie is a movie that contains anthropomorphic animals. Animals being, animals that have human-like qualities, most commonly being something like walking on two legs or talking. That's why I think movies like Zootopia or Robin Hood or the recent anime Beastars, which of course has, like Legoshi in it. That's why I think those particular shows and movies are so well received in the furry fandom, because they represent animals as living very much the same as humans, very much the same, even physically the same as humans. The only difference in these animals is that they are actually animals. So when you look at a movie like Homeward Bound, you may say to yourself, is this really a furry movie? Yes, these animals might understand human emotion, share their own emotion and communicate in English, but you have to keep in mind that they aren't actually talking in real life. It's all just voiceover narration, it's done so that we understand how they're going about plotting this journey. In real life, if we were actually to run into Chance or Shadow or Sassy, they'd just be animals, they'd just be a cat, they'd just be two dogs. That's why this movie seems to be quite different, seems to really stretch the boundaries of what is a furry movie. You could take Beethoven as another example of this idea. It's actually much more of a popular film at the time. Beethoven is simply just a dog. He gets into shenanigans that makes the movie what it is. But at the end of the day, apart from, he may have some kind of understanding of humans, and once again, he's narrated in English, like he understands the English language. He's just simply a dog. There's nothing more to it. Look at this picture of Shadow. What do you see here? Just really look carefully. What is it that you see here? Look really, really carefully at this picture. There's got to be something that you see here. It's just a fucking dog. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being stupid and over-analysing things like always. Maybe everyone thinks this is a furry movie and I'm just living under a rock. But nevertheless, the topic of what really is a furry movie is certainly one that could cause debates and interesting takes. So what would you class as a furry movie? Make sure you leave it down below in the comment sections, as well as, of course, just calling me a gay fucking cunt. But apart from that, thank you for watching this video, guys. It's been Gromit, and I'll see you in the fucking next one!